Welcome back. The world, including South Africa, is facing a cybercrime catastrophe. It's according to a report by Surfshark. The report has highlighted South Africa ranking 6th in the world regarding cybercrime density. Now, let's find out more about this. I'm joined by Professor Bassie van Solms, the Director of Cybersecurity at the University of Johannesburg. Prof, good evening to you. I appreciate your time in joining us. How did we get to number 6? This is not the position that we want to be in.
Yes, it's always nice to be high on a list, but this is a bad one to be so high on. It's a very good question, because if we look at that specific list, the list is in terms of million attacks per million internet users. And the company that we are in there are companies are first world countries like the UK and America, etc., who's got very, very sophisticated and a lot of broadband access. South Africa shouldn't be there because we haven't got yet that large amount of broadband access like these other first world countries. But nevertheless, we are there. So why are we there? If you look at all the reports, we are there because we are naive. Our mentality to a big extent in South Africa, and that's widely reported through research results, we are naive. It will not happen to me. Who am I? Who am I as a small company that cyber criminals will be interested in me? I haven't got valuable data, which of course is wrong. So it's very, very much a mentality issue, yeah. I think. We've got security protection, but it's clear also that most developments nowadays are on the end user side. The criminals are going for the end user, and companies must enforce and strengthen their end users as far as cybercrime is concerned.
Are we talking about individual users like myself and you logging onto our internet banking? Or are we talking about large corporates and enterprises, Professor? Or are they going for everybody?
No. There's a war out there, Gareth. There's a war out there. The cybercrime syndicates are fighting us. Whether we're an individual with an internet banking system, whether we're a small company with 100 or 200 employees, or whether we're a massive, large company with thousands of users. They go where they can get the money. Yeah. And clearly, as I said, research shows they go for the weakest link, which is you and me, when we log on in an insecure way to our banking sites. They go for the small companies who say, we haven't got money and we haven't got technology and we haven't got the expertise to secure our systems. And they go for the big companies where there are lots of people that can be fished out. In other words, that will fall for strange emails, that will be lured into fake websites where they put in fake information, which very often is the logon information to the company website or the company data jewels. So yes, it is a matter of strengthening. If a company wants to spend money, whether it's a small company or a big company, the best money you can spend, according to research, is to make sure that your end users become part of your cybercrime fighting force of your company, to understand their role and to be prepared to recognize the attack when it comes.
Let me ask you this, Prof, just in the few minutes I have left with you. So I understand from the corporate perspective, there will be IT departments and experts dealing with that. When you talk about those individuals who are not even aware that they are exposing themselves to cybercrime risk, how do we protect ourselves? Is that saying don't use any Wi-Fi at shopping centers, don't log on to your banking app from your work laptop, etc., etc. As an individual, help me understand, what can I do? What are some basics?
That's a good question. Basically, there are certain basic rules. If you're an individual vehicle driver, you've got a driver's license, there are some basic driving rules that you must understand before you drive on the roads. There are some basic rules about cyberspace to protect yourself. And everybody venturing or who's brave enough to go out into that cyber highway must understand these few rules. You must not trust anybody. You must make sure that you are securely logged on to the site that you want to go. You must be aware of any strange emails or websites which can actually cause you to lose your information. And it's no use saying, but I'm not a technical guy, I'm not supposed to do that or know that. You won't get away from the traffic cop by saying, I'm not a technical person. I don't understand rules about stopping and driving on the right side of the road. It's part and parcel of using that super highway. And I think the sooner we go out from the small under preschool children to understand that before you drive, understand the risks, the basic risks. Identify yourself. Don't trust anybody. Don't believe any foreign phone call or any foreign website or any foreign email. Don't trust them. Make sure that you first do your research and your background. Don't be naive. That is the core issue. And if we just follow that simple rule, we'll be much, much more safer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the old cliche of when in doubt, don't. It's as simple as that. When you have a moment where you think this doesn't look right, perhaps don't do it. Phone the bank back and rather go home and do your internet banking. Prof, thank you very much indeed for your time. I wish you all the very best for the new year. Professor Bassie van Solms, Director of Cybersecurity at the University of Johannesburg. One of those which I learned many years ago is if you log into a website, you see HTTP at the top. Make sure you see HTTPS. The S stands for a secure kind of website. But as I said, when in doubt, simply do not do it.